Hi everyone. This is not the kind of e-bike you casually toss around like a normal bicycle. And that was the first thing I learned before I even took my first real ride. Today I'm sharing my experience with the INVANTI EB16 e-bike. And if you're looking at this bike, the biggest thing to understand right away is that it feels more like a small electric dirt bike style machine than a basic commuter bicycle. It has that chunky, heavy-duty look, the fat tires, the wide frame, the big battery presence, and the kind of stance that makes it look ready for gravel roads, farm paths, light trails, and daily commuting. When mine arrived, the box was huge, so this is definitely not one of those small packages you can just slide into a corner and forget about. But once I opened it up, everything inside was protected really well. The delicate parts were surrounded with thick foam, and the bike itself felt secure in the packaging. Right away, I could tell this was a substantial bike. It has weight to it, and when you're moving it around before assembly, you definitely notice that. Assembly was pretty straightforward. Most of the bike was already together, so I mainly had to deal with pieces like the front wheel, front fender, headlamp, and handlebars. I was able to get it assembled without much trouble, and if you're used to putting together bikes, it's not intimidating. The manual was detailed enough for the main setup, and having the assembly video made the whole process easier to follow visually. I would say using proper Allen bits or power tools makes things quicker than relying only on the small included tools. One thing I did have to check after assembly was the brake setup. The front brake needed a little adjustment because the rotor was rubbing against the pad at first. It wasn't a difficult fix, but it is something I'd recommend checking before the first ride. With a bike this heavy and powerful, I really don't think you should skip that first safety check. Make sure the brakes are aligned, the bolts are tight, the tires are inflated properly, and the lights are aimed correctly. Visually, this bike has a lot of presence. It doesn't look like a traditional city e-bike. It has more of an electric dirt bike personality, especially with the fat tires and the frame design. The overall build feels sturdy and robust. The frame gives a lot of confidence, and there's no flimsy feeling when you're sitting on it or riding over uneven surfaces. The ride itself is one of the biggest reasons I've enjoyed it. The fat tires make a noticeable difference. On gravelly roads, light rain conditions, rough pavement, and bumpy paths, the bike feels more stable and controlled than a thinner tire bike. The tires help smooth things out, and the dual suspension does a good job handling larger bumps. The rear shock felt better after adjusting the preload, and, while the front suspension is not adjustable, it still absorbs bumps decently. The seat is comfortable enough for longer rides, especially if you're using throttle or lower pedal assist. The wide frame and fixed seat height are worth mentioning though. If you're shorter, mounting and stopping can feel a little tight. Around 5'5" or 5'6", it can be just barely manageable depending on your comfort level. At the same time, very tall riders may also find the fixed seat limiting, so this is one of those bikes where rider fit really matters. Once I got rolling, the power was immediately noticeable. The motor has strong torque, especially from a stop and going up moderate hills. That was one of the things that surprised me most. On flat roads, the bike can feel fast very quickly. I've seen it reach around 28 miles per hour, and in full electric mode, it can get close to 50 kilometers per hour, depending on the settings. Honestly, even at around 20 miles per hour, it already feels like you're moving fast because of the upright position and the size of the bike. For everyday riding, I actually like using pedal assist more than full throttle. Pedal assist level 1 is great for cruising around town, staying comfortable in bike lanes, and still feeling like I'm getting some movement in. Level 2 gives more torque and makes inclines much easier. The 7-speed gear system also works smoothly, and mine felt correctly indexed from the start after the basic setup. I find that riding in the middle gears gives a nice balance between pedaling effort and assist. Battery life has been one of the strongest parts of this bike for me. In pure electric mode, the range can be around 35 miles, and when riding conservatively with pedal assist, it goes much farther. On lower assist levels, I've been able to ride long distances without feeling nervous about draining the battery. The battery indicator barely seemed to move after a lot of casual riding, and for commuting or exploring, that adds a lot of confidence. If you're thinking about getting one, I actually found a pretty good price on this. I'll leave the link in the comment below so you can check it out for yourself. Another feature I've really appreciated is how practical it can be for carrying things. The rear rack is very handy. I like having the option to add a bag for extra items, especially for commuting, errands, or just carrying small gear. There is also a small front cargo mount area, but I didn't find that as essential for my use. The rear rack is the one that feels more useful day to day. For transportation, the bike's size and weight are important. This is a heavy e-bike, around the mid 80-pound range, so carrying it upstairs or lifting it constantly is not fun. If you live in a basement apartment or need to carry it inside every day, that's something to seriously think about. On the other hand, if you have ground-level storage, a garage, or a vehicle setup that works, it becomes much easier to live with. I found that once you figure out the handling, it can be loaded into the back of a small crossover, Jeep, or compact vehicle space depending on your setup. Folding and unfolding, where applicable, takes a little practice, but after a few times, it becomes much easier. The braking is decent, but it's one of the areas where I think there's room for improvement. The mechanical brakes do stop the bike, and they can stop quickly when adjusted properly, but because the bike is heavy and has strong performance, it takes noticeable hand effort. The levers feel soft enough, but I would have liked a little more stopping power. For casual riding, they get the job done, but if I were riding harder or using it on steeper terrain often, I'd keep a close eye on brake wear. The lights are another mixed, but mostly positive area. The front headlight is surprisingly bright and useful at night. It lights up the road well, and the beam has a nice flat cutoff. You do need to aim it properly though, because if it's pointed too high, it can shine into other people's eyes. The rear light is bright enough as a running light, but the brake light effect could be more noticeable. When the rear light is already on, the braking change doesn't stand out as much as I prefer for nighttime visibility. The display is bright and colorful, and I had no trouble seeing it in daylight. It shows the information clearly, and the manual explains settings like changing units and adjusting speed settings. One important thing I'd mention is local legality. This bike is powerful, and depending on where you live, it may exceed normal street-legal e-bike limits. In some places, rules are based on speed and wattage, so it's worth checking local restrictions before riding on public roads or bike paths. Comfort overall is very good. The fat tires, sturdy frame, and suspension make it feel stable and smooth. For commuting, it's fun because it has the power to keep up comfortably without feeling strained. For farm use, checking trail cameras, riding on gravel, or exploring rougher paths, it feels even more in its element. It handles moderate hills well, and the torque makes starting from a stop much easier than on weaker e-bikes. There are a few ergonomic details that could be better. The straight handlebars can put some strain on the wrists after longer rides, and the hand grips feel a bit basic. They're usable, but I can see some people wanting to swap them for something softer or more grippy. The seat comfort is good, but because of the unusual seat post and frame design, replacing the seat may not be as simple as on a standard bike. So after spending time with the INVANTI EB16, my overall feeling is that it offers a lot for the money. It has strong power, excellent battery life, a sturdy build, a smooth ride, and a really eye-catching design. Mainly because of the weight, fixed seat height, and brakes that are acceptable rather than amazing. But if you want a solid, fun, powerful e-bike for commuting, exploring, gravel roads, or suitable off-road areas, it's a very enjoyable machine. I'd recommend it most to riders who have space to store it easily, don't mind a heavier bike, and want something with more punch and presence than a basic commuter e-bike. If you're shorter, very tall, or need to carry it upstairs every day, I'd think carefully before buying. But for the right rider, this is a strong value and a really fun bike to ride. If you have any questions about this product, feel free to leave them in the comments below.